Tim's sports include long jump, high jump, tennis, rugby, football, squash, cricket, running, rock climbing, ice climbing, deep water soloing, bouldering, free soloing, skiing, snowboarding, skeleton, mountain biking, surfing, scuba diving, paddleboarding, free diving, kickboxing, base jumping, alpinism, para-alpinism, wingsuit flying, skydiving, kiteboarding, and speed climbing. What doesn't this guy do?
Mad for it. So this follows the life of Tim, Deepwater, soloing, rock climber, and this had a really interesting way that it was edited. The VO it's giving its opinion on the subject. It really makes it interactive. It's not like your typical VO, as well as Tim popping in. So it's like, we get VO, we get Tim's perspective. So we really get a sense of the personality of the subject of the doc. It's fast, it's poppy, it uses text graphics as a device, and you really see the arc of this adventure seeker as he begins to look for the next adventure, like base jumping, and moves on to the next and the next. And we really get a full sense of him in this piece.
Mad for it. I really liked this. It taught me a lot about things that I never would have known about otherwise. I know the basics of some of those sports, like rock climbing, for example, but to get to learn about somebody that has pioneered and been such an important part of all of these different sports for as long as he was, and all of the different things that he was kind of like correctly recognized for, of the pioneering that he did, the pushing a lot of these sports forward by pushing the limits and by, developing these things and being like, hey, I know that this is kind of a crazy idea, but while we're here, like, let's base jump, or let's, jump in like at the flying squirrel costume, like, not that it's a costume, but like the actual flight suit. And being able to trace where some of those things like actually kind of came from, where they started, to this one guy, and like the fact that he had, like I said, such an influence, and that's amazing. And like I said, I wouldn't have known what a lot of those things were without a film like this, and so getting to learn kind of the history while paying respect to this man, I think, is fantastic. And it really just goes to show, if you have true passion and you are willing, you want to pursue something, even if you don't know how you can make money off of it, even if you think it's crazy, even if other people think it's crazy, if you have that kind of true commitment and you really dedicate yourself, you can do incredible things and have such a very, very long lasting impact on, in this case, the sports that you love. And I think that that is incredible.
Mad for It is this nice experience that shows the story of an athlete who is a climber, a free faller, and a little bit of a madman. What he goes out of his way to do is this nice, exhilarating experience that not many people get to experience. And he goes the extra mile before this next chapter in his life. He's about to start a family, but this is a nice 15-minute snippet of essentially the highlights of this gentleman's career. You get to see a nice set of news clippings and old footage of him on his adventures. You get to see these moments that he's proud of and these moments that have made him fearful, and ultimately want to give some of these extracurricular activities up for the sake of wanting to be there for his upcoming fatherhood. So you kind of get to see the value in risk and the value in reward and the balance between that, and what you should be passionate about, but maybe not necessarily continue. because it might not align with your current pathway. And so it's a nice way to sort of inspire someone to maybe live a little dangerously and to try something new and to go for it and be mad about it. Go all in to explore this revelation and experience before maybe you settle down for a little while. Goes to show that it puts things into perspective of what really matters. And for this person, this was a big portion of what mattered, but that matter changed. And you gotta lean into that every once in a while.
This film was called Mad for It. This was a truly inspiring doc short. It was so much fun to watch this daring, mad athlete try so many amazing climbs. I just loved seeing the home movies when he was a kid, an athlete even then. I liked the cheeky humor of the narrator. She had such a warm, mischievous voice, which worked well for the high energy of the short. The editing was so fast and entertaining, and the endless flashing titles really kept the pace. The camera work was totally dizzying and captured the depth and danger of all his climbs. I thought the orchestral music under the action, from soaring to perky, worked really well. It will be really interesting to follow his next challenges and also to see what his son ends up doing in the future. Great job.